Rita with the Fort Worth Public Library, and you're watching Off the Record today with Bencjones.
Thank you, Tulips Fort Worth. We love you.
Hi everyone, I'm Rita with the Fort Worth Public Library, and I'm sitting here with Bencjones. Hi, Ben.
Hi.
So, I know who you are. Would you like to introduce yourself to our audience watching?
Yeah, for those who don't know, my name is Bencjones. I'm a Fort Worth artist. I do like alt rock music, with a little bit of twist of soul and R&B and jazz and country music, so a little bit of everything. And I am an Amplify 817 artist.
So just out of curiosity, from my curiosity, how did you find out about Amplify 817?
I think I found out about it through Twitter, and I saw some sort of advertisement about how you guys were starting a program called Amplify 817, and you're looking for local artists, and you're willing to give them a fee for them to stream their music on your platform and support local artists. And I thought that was kind of a really cool thing.
I know you were just talking about the different genres that have inspired you. What would you say for your latest album that you have? What's kind of inspired that? Maybe some musical artists or specific genres, or?
So when I write my music, I write R&B, I write rock, I write country or alt country, and what I've noticed is that I can't write the same genre consistently. I have to mix it up. So what I do is I just put my songs in these, I call them buckets, and so I just add them up.
Yeah.
And the latest batch of songs from my latest album, High Beams, Backroads, and Hi-Fi, which is available on Bandcamp right now exclusively. Those are kind of a collection of alts, like country songs, were kind of the base of it, and I threw a couple pop songs in there also. So that was kind of the motivation behind it. As of right now, I have another album that I'm working on, which is more rock.
Yeah.
And then I have another album, which is more pop. So I always have stuff that's like, in the pipeline that I'm working on.
Which is amazing, because I think some of the best artists that we have are always evolving. Like, I know my personal favorite is David Bowie. I mean, every one of his albums, all of his songs are just kind of different through his time and just different things. What else inspires you, though? Like, I know there was a lot of things in his life that factored into why he was changing, even just environment. Has anything like that kind of made you decide, like, maybe a big move or jobs?
Just life in general. I mean, I've noticed that, like, the music is slowly changing. When I first started, I was just a bedroom artist, just recording songs in my room.
Yeah.
And when I had my first collection of songs with Just One Gun, I wanted just to put that out, and I did, and thank goodness I did, which you guys can find on Amplify 817's website.
Yes.
But since then, I've noticed that with the creation of my live band and playing gigs out, I've started to write songs with that in mind. Like, how's this going to sound with the live band? How's it going to sound with the audience? How are they going to take it and stuff like that? What's the reaction going to be? So for the first time ever, I'm starting to like incorporate that into my music, and that's kind of taken me into a different, maybe more poppy, because I do want to like reach out to as many people as I possibly can and have the largest audience that I possibly can.
So with that, I think the first time I saw you guys, you did an event for us at the library, and it was just the 4-piece, and now it is a 6-piece.
It's a 6-piece.
Yeah. How did that evolve? Is it going to grow anymore?
Well, it got up to 7 at the Will Rogers showcase, and when you guys invited us to do that, which was amazing.
We loved having you. It was a great performance.
It's opened a lot of doors. I knew that I wanted to like fill that stage out, and I wanted to like just do the best job that I possibly could do. So working with Eve on the last record, she's on a few tracks, and then my friend Glenn, who lives out in Dallas, who also plays guitar, he's on like 6 of the 8 tracks.
Wow.
I asked both Glenn and Eve, would you be interested in being part of the showcase, and they both agreed. I met Z, who plays the keyboards, here actually at Tulips Fort Worth. I did a gig here with Lorena Lee, and he was playing keyboards for her. And he was just like, you guys were amazing, even though it was just a 3-piece back then. And I was like, well, whenever we have a really cool show, I'll let you know if you want to play. And I asked him if he wanted to do the 817 showcase, and he's like, Will Rogers, of course. So he agreed. And I think just the fact that the reception was just so positive and good for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And that people have been like, hey, do you want to do Friday on the Green, or do you want to do a Tannehill showcase? And these other opportunities are popping up. We've been able to keep Eve and Z involved. And we might bring Glenn back. He lives out in Dallas, so trying to get him out is a challenge. Where everybody else is like a Fort Worth person.
I was gonna say, you just have to go to Dallas. Just bring some Fort Worth to Dallas.
We'll go to Dallas.
That's what we're trying to do more with it. We're just like, let's bring us to you guys now. They want us now in Fort Worth. So, yeah.
So maybe it might go up to 7. I don't know. I may get it up to 7 again, but right now it's a 6-piece.
Well, it sounds absolutely fantastic. Opening song was really great. Do you want to talk a little bit about the songs that you're going to perform for us tonight? Yes.
So you heard She's Fancy. This is an unreleased song. So an exclusive right here.
I was going to say, I was like, I hadn't heard it before, so yay.
It's nowhere. We've been working on it, and we've been performing it live, but that is supposed to go on the pop album.
Okay.
And then the next song that we're going to be playing is called One Day. That's on the latest album, High Beams, Backroads, and Hi-Fi. It's the last song on the album. And that song is probably more of a personal song. I mean, the song is about finding my way as a musician. Okay. And I think for a little while, I wasn't too sure where I wanted to go. And then I kind of like had an idea of like, okay, this is the direction that I want to go. And so yeah, I wrote a song about it, and it's called One Day.
So I know this isn't your full-time gig, even though you're obviously doing so much with the music thing. You want to talk a little bit about your day job?
Yeah, so I wish I could be a full-time musician to pay the bills, but I am not. As of right now, I do have a day job. I'm a teacher, and I teach geography.
That's fun.
To 9th graders.
I was terrible at geography.
Oh, if you had taken my class,
they're better than I was.
If you had taken my class, you would know the world.
Yeah. I will say though, I remember the test I did worse on was the states in Mexico, which is so funny because I live on the border. I should know that better, but no.
It's okay. Americans do not know geography.
No,
we're
the worst.
We are the worst. We're whatever.
So, we've talked a little bit about how many albums do you have out? I was trying to remember, but you are just churning them out.
I think that's what's kind of kept me in the mix.
Yeah.
Is the consistency, and the fact that the songs are halfway decent. They're catchy, and I think a lot of people see the growth. As of right now, I have 5 Bencjones only albums. I did like a demo thing with my friend Sarah back in 2014, but I don't count that. But I see Just One Gun as the first album. That came out 2019, 2020. I did another album called First They Get Your Money, which is my criticism against Spotify and iTunes. They rip off the artists and stuff. And then I put out 2 EPs last year.
Yes.
Disaster and Afraid of Me. And then this year I dropped my 5th full-length album, my latest LP, High Beams, Back Roads, and Hi-Fi. So yeah, 5 since 2019. So that's like 5 in 4 years.
So
or maybe 3, maybe 5 in 3 years.
EPs count.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot though. I'm glad that you have those creative juices going. What happens when you like maybe hit a roadblock? Like if you're trying to write something and you're just like, how do you kind of get out of that?
I think the fact that I do all the different genres and I mix things up all the time helps.
Yeah.
I don't really run out of ideas. There's just a zillion ideas are always there. I mean, because, for me, just writing songs is just a hobby that I enjoy to do. It's just a way to be creative, and just like if I have any tension or whatever or stress, I can just sit behind the computer and start making beats and stuff, and it kind of goes from there. And then from that, I can start to pick and choose songs that are like, ooh, this could be a cool song, and you kind of go from there.
Yeah. So I know I'm going to backtrack a little bit because you did mention that you did a show here at Tulips with Lorena Lee, who is also one of our Amplify 17 artists.
Great.
Yeah. What other artists, local artists, do you want to give a shout out to that you feel like maybe our audience should definitely check out, Amplify or not?
Oh yeah, man. There's just so many. There's so many artists that I've met along the way.
Or even once you've collaborated, like you mentioned somebody that you did that first not album with.
I've worked with these guys, the local famous record guys, Anthony Sosa. He was on a couple of bass tracks. I've worked with, having a blank here.
Yeah,
but most recently, I've been working with Cassandra May Laurence.
Okay.
And she's not an Amplify 817 artist. We're going to try to get her there, but I'm helping her produce a track right now. And hopefully we can get her to be part of the team at some point.
Yay. Sure. Have her submit. We're always submitting. Submission rounds are always, I tell everybody, January and June. Sometimes the exact date changes, but always January and June we have our submission rounds.
Yes.
So yeah, and if you miss it, it's okay because we'll have another.
Yeah, we'll be another one.
That's what we always tell people. But favorite venues, favorite places around Fort Worth that you love performing at, or gigging, or just hanging out at?
Yeah. So this is definitely one of them. Tulips Fort Worth. We have a lot of love for this place.
Yes.
And we've also played over at the Post. Brooks Kendall has that spot.
Yes.
And then just recently we played over at the brand new spot Tannehill's.
Okay.
And so that's Tim Love's place, the chef.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. So is it a venue spot or restaurant?
It's a 1,000 capacity venue.
Wow, I had no idea.
And we did a corporate gig there for Dickies.
Okay.
And then we came back there like 9 days later, and then we did the showcase over there, and that was a lot of fun. And I say that's a lot of fun because at one point we were outside around this fire.
Yeah.
Tim Love pops out.
It just comes out.
Yeah, just pops out. Hey, Ben, do you guys want to go check out the, the facility here? And so next, we're like going through the restaurant that was closed and up these back stairs. And he's like, yeah, this is a speakeasy. So I was just like, dude, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool. See, you get the all-star, the 5-star treatment. So,
it was 100% 5-star treatment by Tim Love. So he's got a great venue, great staff, and they treated us very, very well.
Awesome. So I will move aside here. So one question I always like to ask our artists is how familiar they are with the library. Maybe not specifically Fort Worth Library. Some of them have like great connections with us. Some people are not library users. Are you a library user?
Yeah. I was really big on the media, especially when I was growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
I would go over to the Southwest branch, and we would rent like CDs and not a lot of records, but some tapes.
Yeah.
Over there, a few books. I got a book about antiquity and the Phoenicians. I remember reading that. My dad was just like, "Why do you care about the Phoenicians?" And I was like, "I don't know, but thank you, Fort Worth Library, for
nonfiction." We have a really good nonfiction section, and I think a lot of people are interested, especially growing up. Kids really love it.
I'm a nonfiction guy, personally.
I am too.
And then the downtown also had a ton of media. Yeah. So we would go down there also and check things out. So yeah.
Does it surprise you that the library is putting on a program like Amplify 817?
A little bit.
And that's most people's reaction. They're just like, music in the library. Like, people still have a weird, like, it's still a disconnect, but libraries are not what they were back.
They're not. They've changed, they're evolving, and I think it's for the good.
Yeah. So, last question. Do you have anything you'd like to plug before we end this, or anything you'd like to mention?
Yeah, depending on when this comes out, we're going to be playing the Main Street Art Festival on Saturday, April 22nd. Awesome. We got a 90-minute gig. So come on out. It's going to be the primetime spot. It should be a lot of fun.
Those are always awesome.
Yeah, and then you can go to www.bencjonesmusic.com for more information, or if you're like a social media person, at BencJonesMusic on all the platforms: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah. All the main things.
All the main ones.
All the main ones. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sitting down and doing this interview. I'll let you go back to the stage and do your last 2 songs with us. So,
all right. They should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Time to move
up for Claudio Zavala on the drums. Mike Ison on the bass. See Win on the keys. Tony Cox on the guitar. Steve Rojas on the vocals.
Lindsay Shaw.
Thank you. Well, pretty little dress on a body that's blessed in a smile that's not your face. If you stare in her eyes for a little while, you'll be in outer space. She's so sweet, but she's 17 and she likes to raise that hair. Cows on the trail, 'cause I don't think that mama's standing next to her. Just one gone would have been none, but instead I had to fail. And now I'm spending another holiday weekend down in the county jail. Got champagne in my lover's arms, won't be waiting in the fold. But I believe that the guitar music, Lord, it's so here we go.
Off the Record is produced by the Fort Worth Public Library in support of our dynamic Fort Worth arts and cultural community. Amplify 817 is made possible in part through the financial support of the Fort Worth Public Library Foundation and community support of Here Fort Worth.